Hey there, this is Travis from Dad's Cologne Drawer, and this is my first interview. I'm lucky to sit down today with Joe from Joe Smells Good. I first came across Joe's channel when looking for reviews of Encre Noir. His format is unique, unpretentious, and pleasing to the eye and ear. With his dedication to beautiful scenic locations and filming outdoors, he's often at the mercy of wind, wasps, sunset, etc. He doesn't take shortcuts, and the work he puts into his videos feels like it elevates the genre of fragrance review. His everyman personality and his disarming and soothing background jazz turn every upload into an exercise in therapy, as well as a genuine feeling of exploration the viewer gets to take part in. Yeah, Joe, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you so much, Travis. Such an honor, and congratulations on your new channel. I
Thanks.
hope that you are wildly successful. So
I hope I'm just able just
it's
to.
good to have good voices, in the community.
Thank
So
you. Okay, so do you have any aversions to smelling like a dad or wearing dad-like cologne?
not at all.
Cool.
I'm quite a fan. I'm a father in many ways, except for the actual having children part.
Hey,
So
that works. That's a lot better. Yeah, so a couple questions I want to go over in the interview format, interview episodes. Did your dad have a signature scent or your mom that you remember growing up?
yes, actually. So more my father than my mother, though I do remember that my mom would wear, usually white florals on special occasions and things like that, Sunday church and stuff like that. But I don't remember. I don't remember what the brands were, and I asked her about that a while back, and she couldn't remember what she wore when I was a kid, but she remembered what she wore as a kid. I think it was called Charlie for You. I got a
Oh
bottle
yeah.
of it. It's very inexpensive, but man, it smells really good. It's great, and I think it exists now basically as just like a skin mist, that moisturizing mist. Basically, it's not even
Hmm.
like a fragrance. It's like a aloe vera, whatever. My dad wore things I most remember him wearing were Obsession and Paul Sebastian. I was born in '85, so that probably informs a lot of this. But Obsession and Paul Sebastian were the fragrances that he wore when I was growing up. And when I was in, it was elementary school. There's a place in the city that I grew up in downtown that called Archibald Sisters, and you can basically make your own scent and then get that put into lotions or fragrance or soaps. It's really cool, and I did that at a really young age. I kind of forgot about it until I was well into this hobby and I had made the channel. I was like, oh, I'd forgotten that I'd completely done that. So we would do that as well come fall every year, because my mom wanted to make sure that our hands weren't cracking, because it gets really dry in the
Hmm.
wintertime around here. So I would do that, and then my dad gave me a bottle of Pierre Cardin Monsieur, which was what he wore when he was a kid,
Oh, cool.
which is still great actually, even though it's cheap and it's probably not made with the best quality stuff, but I still like the way it smells.
Yeah, that's kind of all that matters. But that's the one that looks like that cool building or something. It looks like some building that you see at
Yeah,
Disneyland or in
it does.
or
Yeah,
like a
it's got the
Space
big
Needle
kind of
kind of.
orb on top, but then
Yeah.
yeah,
Really great design as far as making sure it doesn't fall over, right?
yeah, exactly.
Real top heavy. Yeah, so let's see. I also remember, well, actually, I don't remember my biological dad wearing Paul Sebastian, but I caught it in the air on a guy at work, and I was like, oh, that smells so familiar. I swear my dad wore that. What is it? And he goes, oh, it's Paul Sebastian. He goes, I get a lot of compliments on it. I was like, yeah, it smells great on you. Um,
Yeah, I
it's
got a bottle of it. It's great.
yeah, it's the worst. I feel like when somebody it's like an older person or whatever is wearing something, and then you're like, oh, that smells so good, and they're like, what is it? And they have no idea. Like, oh, my
Yeah.
grandson gave it to me or whatever. Like, you're like, man.
When I was actually kind of, I guess, middle school to early high school age, when I was kind of picking out my own scents, um, there was an initial affair with CK1 because that was new on the scene. But it's weird because when I smell it today, I have like no scent memories with it,
Really?
which is really strange. Because I thought that it was way more of a deal in my life, but the thing that actually was, I have it actually sitting right next to me, is Tommy from
Oh
Tommy
yeah.
Hilfiger. This was This was the '90s, man.
My high school was
I love
swimming in
Tommy so
Tommy.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Just
Uh,
always just
and,
drowning in Tommy. I mean, it still smells amazing today, I think. But
yeah, it's funny. I hated it when I was in high school. I think just because it was so oversaturated. But
yeah, it was a lot.
yeah, but my mom actually her signature scent was CK1, and I think about our parents when they were like our age or a little bit younger. All those commercials that came out with like all those cool looking people, and it was like, wow, this is like a unisex fragrance. There's all these different kinds of people,
Hmm.
and they just must have thought, what a cool like innovative thing. And so she got it, and I recently got it for her not too long ago, and she just loved it. She had a little mini of it, and she'd keep it in her bathroom, and I got her a big bottle, and she just like went to town. It was really, yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Well, it's nice because it's like still so easily available.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
still smells great.
and I think like CK1 actually has some of the most interesting flankers that come out from any other fragrance line. You know, at least the ones that they like CK1 Essentials that came out a year or two ago.
I want to
It's
smell that
great.
one. Yeah, it
Oh, it's
sounds
great.
good.
It's like a lemon iced tea. It's so good.
The only one I
It's a
smelled,
lot. You like vintage 70 or 78 vintage green, right?
love it.
Yeah. You would love Essentials. It's like a sweeter version of that.
Okay, yeah. The only flanker I smelled was CK Shock, and I didn't care for it just because I don't really care for sweet scents or like I like stuff that's a lot more green and like kind of
Yeah.
dirty but
Oh man,
also clean. Um, so
you
what was
love what I'm wearing today.
which one are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Tennis Club from Carner. I think it's Carner. I
Carne
don't know. I
Barcelona,
don't have
I
a
think.
lot of experience with them, but it's a green marine, and Tennis Club is the perfect description. Like you go, what is that going to smell like? And then you spray it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm standing on the middle of a tennis court like in the middle of a Mediterranean,
And
and it's
okay,
like bright sunny skies in spring. It's so good.
that reminds me, I have to clear something up for our audience. Your background that you have right now is not reflective of your actual locations, because as I'm reading that, I'm realizing he's in front of a total green screen type situation. That's not
Yeah,
reflective of
yeah.
your videos at all.
No, no. This is. I wish this is just the tropical background that came with Google Meet here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whenever I get a chance to go to Maui, I do. But it's been a while. So
What was the first cologne you bought with your own money?
I think it had to be Tommy.
Mm.
I would. I'm trying to think of what else it could have been. I mean, because it was Tommy for so long, but it was also like a bottle would last a really long time because I didn't have $60, before I had a job and stuff like that. My family was not an allowance kind of family, so
Mm.
I didn't have money really until I got a job. But then once I got a job,
Oh yeah, that was the best because yeah, well,
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
honestly the only time I
I bought
bought.
Game Boy Advances.
Yeah.
I bought.
Oh, I remember walking into a guitar shop, be like, I like that guitar, I'll take it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
now I'm like,
disposable income rules, dude.
it's not a thing.
It's the worst part of all the TikTok stuff with fragrances
Oh
because you see
man.
all these like 15-year-olds who buy bottles of imagination. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I had no expenses.
But honestly,
I wish
like
I had nothing to spend my money on.
I understand that part, but also like it makes what you do have and what you do keep in your collection so much more precious because you don't end up with a bunch of stuff that you don't really care that much about. And it's not, I mean, you and I are the same as far as like, I think it's nothing's about, looking like you got a lot of money or like,
Oh yeah,
what's the word I'm looking
yeah.
for?
I need the gold flakes in my bottle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not about
Actually, I do.
stature or whatever. Or like, So, what's the scent? What's the one scent that you want your loved ones to remember you by someday?
Um,
If you could just pick one.
that's
I
a
know that's a
tough.
hard question.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one because my favorite scent, which I talk about a lot on my channel, which is cowboy grass from DS and Durga. Unfortunately, my wife is not a fan. I'm like, oh no, I didn't realize that until recently.
Mine wasn't either.
So, what's that?
Mine neither.
Oh yeah.
But have you
So
smelled
I
cowgirl
think
grass?
no, I haven't. I want to.
It just
Have
came
you?
out. Yeah.
I heard that it's not very related. Like it's a totally different beast, is my understanding.
It's just kind of like
I
an
kind of wish
earthy
that it
rose.
was like a feminine take on cowboy grass. Though, wouldn't that be interesting if it was like doing something with vetiver, but and even sage, but targeted towards women?
It would be cool.
That would be so interesting, and I'm kind of disappointed it didn't go that route.
Yeah. I recently smelled steamed rainbow, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know who wears this as a signature, but it's somebody that works at a water park and loves it because it's got.
What does it smell like?
Oh man, it smells like, like chlorinated pool water being vaporized off of a hot rubber inner tube in the sun.
You know, they have a few fragrances that are kind of like that. Like, the answer to your question is probably Saint Vetiver from Diaz
Oh,
and
okay.
Durga.
Yeah.
Because that one is, I think, more widely appealing. But I do have another bottle from them that's kind of sounds like it's not. It doesn't smell anything like Steamed Rainbow, and they don't make it anymore. It's called Via Volta.
Okay.
And it smells like the inside of an amp at a punk concert. is the only way that I can describe it.
I just pictured you crawling on stage and sticking your head behind the amp to sniff it.
It's basically, I mean, it kind of has like there's almost let me pull up the notes, because it has almost got a electrical smell of some sort in it. It's very interesting. Violet, patchouli, incense, rhubarb, amberwood, and cedar. I would say the violet in this is what comes across so interestingly. It comes across as like, yeah, it smells. It's so hard to describe. That's why I think like the description, if you smelled it, you'd be like, that's somehow exactly right. Like, have you ever smelled magic mushrooms?
No, I really want to, but one of my favorite, like, okay, I'm gonna get off on a little tangent, but one of my favorite scents that just keeps getting higher and higher, and right now it's right up to my, like, it's like number 2 right now, is this one right here, Chypre Mousse by Ariza El Legrand. I'm not gonna try to be pronouncing all the French stuff, but like I first heard about this on the Sentinels channel, and it's so good. It like I sold like 2 bottles of cologne to friends, and then put that toward my birthday budget. And this is the second bottle I've ever bought at retail. The first one was the first one I ever bought, which was Ralph Lauren Polo Sport when I was probably 18, which I still have this much of. It's like, yeah. But
you gotta remember.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Just for the viewers, Joe can't really see me, and we're just talking on the phone. But yeah, it's even if I take this little thing down, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Anyway.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I just
thanks for reminding me.
You're not waiting for me to respond to
hopefully,
something like that.
Yeah, future videos will be a little more professional. So anyway, Chypre Mousse, it starts off with this kind of arguably medicinal, kind of loud. If you've ever smelled mint chewing tobacco, it actually smells really good. I don't chew tobacco or anything, but my uncle's dad, whoever, they did, and I would catch it in the air sometimes. It kind of starts off like that, and then it dries down to this really very Victorian, to use a pretentious word, like posh, kind of soapy fennel note. That's just so, it's like such a time warp. It's from 1914. It came out, and when you, it's like you stepped out of a time machine into a Victorian bathroom, where there's like soaps on the counter that are like carved to look like flowers, and there's like wallpaper on the wall, and like mirrored trays on the sink. It's like all that stuff. And when I first smelled it, I was like, yeah, I don't really care for that. I don't think I'd wear it. I was hoping that it would smell like the forest floor, because it has mushroom and all this other interesting stuff, and it's supposed to smell like new growth on the dirty forest floor with like decaying leaves and all that kind of stuff. And I was picturing Encre Noir, and at first I was disappointed, but the more I wore it, the more I'm like, I'm just gonna appreciate this for what it is. Like, I really, really like it, and it's really interesting. And but yeah, the magic mushroom, that's on my list. That's pretty high up there on ones I want to try.
It's that one for me. is such a revelation, because again, that's one where you go, what do mushrooms smell like? And then once I got that, I was like, oh my gosh, it encapsulates. I don't know if it actually smells like mushrooms, but it's exactly what my brain would have created as the smell of. I mean, it's not just that. There's a lot more to it than that. It's an incredible scent. It's also incredibly long lasting. So
Really,
I want to smell more from the house, like the brown sugar and wine one they've got. But like that one, unbelievable.
I don't know how they get the color either of the perfume. It looks otherworldly.
I don't know.
It's like color changing
red,
in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have like the some of them do where they have like a shimmering thing to it, but the color is kind of like unreal neon red orange at the same time.
Oh yeah. No, that's that.
Get a sample as quickly as possible.
I will.
I would like to talk to you about that one. I think you would just be kind of shocked by it.
Okay, well, we'll both give each other homework. If you get a sample of Super Moose, I'll get one of Magic Mushrooms.
No, I want to. Yeah, no,
maybe we can do a little short. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Another question. So, what's the ballpark number of bottles you are left with if you only keep the 9s and 10s?
Man, I thought hard about that one. So I've got probably somewhere north of a little over 300 bottles. And if I was to just keep the 9s and 10s, I think maybe I'd have maybe 20.
Okay, that's
and I don't know. Here's the thing: I don't know if that's overshooting or undershooting it. But I'm just like thinking. I'm kind of looking around because my desk is like littered with random different bottles. Because I will kind of just go over to my collection and I'll just grab something and I'll amass it and I'll smell it for a couple days and probably I think 20 is probably pretty close. It might be plus or minus a couple, but if we're including 9s, if it's just 10s, it's going to be a much smaller number.
Yeah,
like there's probably less than 5.
Yeah, that was going to be my guess. And it's funny because like I capped my collection at 20, so I've sold off a few, and right now I think I have like 15 or 16, and so it doesn't give me stress, and I'm like every time I reach for it, like there's a bunch of criteria I wrote out like a total nerd of like what I'll keep and what I'll give away, and like some of the ones, it's weird, like I'll smell something, and if I easily like immediately like it, usually those are the ones I get bored with the fastest.
Yeah.
And it's the ones that are kind of challenging at first. Yeah.
I mean that's my story with cowboy grass.
Yeah.
The first time I smelled it, it was just not what I expected at all, and I was kind of put off by it. But I was catching whiffs of it throughout the day, and by the end of the day, I was like, man, I can't get enough of this. This is insane, and it just became such an obsession of mine.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day about it and comparing it to like actors. Like there's like Ryan Reynolds and there's Willem Dafoe. You know, like Ryan Reynolds, like everybody likes him, you know, nice face, this and that, but like he couldn't be in any movie. Like there's specific roles that Willem Dafoe can play, and he has a really like interesting, distinct face and a really memorable personality and presence on the screen. And so like, that's how I would compare like interesting, challenging scents that you fall in love with versus ones that everybody likes that are just kind of like limited in some ways, I think.
I like to compare it to, because I do a lot of cooking too, so I like to compare it to acquired tastes. And I think like the two greatest examples of that is durian and clamato. Not like mixed together. That would actually be extremely disgusting. But those are both things that I wasn't wild about the first time I tried, but now are like among my favorite things. Durian, I have a fascination with more than like a deep abiding love, but I do enjoy it. But clamato straight into my veins, and so clamato could be more clammy for me. Yeah, no, I agree. I will sometimes, because I make like I actually like Bloody Mary mixed without the vodka, because like the vodka just kind of ruins the flavor for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to get drunk, I'll drink. But so I just make like the mix, and I make a mix, and I will usually put clamato in it, but I will probably also include more clam juice just to really get it briny.
My family and I got hooked on putting a little bit of pickle juice in our lemonade or limeade after we tried it at Popeyes, and we're like, this is amazing.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Trust me, it
So
really is.
there's a local company called the Seattle Pickle Company. They make really good pickles. They also make a Bloody Mary mix, which is it is so sour. It's incredible. It has some of their pickle brine in it, and it is. I mean, it's like you put a little bit into a small glass and sip it because it's really potent, but it's so good.
That sounds
Yeah, pickle
delicious.
brine. That's a great idea.
Let me.
But in lemonade, I haven't done that. That's a good idea.
Oh, trust me, and it's it's a little hydrating and all that junk.
Yeah,
Let me move on to the next one real quick. How do you keep
sure.
the hobby from becoming a source of stress? What rules, if any, have you given yourself along the way?
I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess I am because I monetize the channel, so technically I am trying to make money. But it's not like the goal isn't for me to like replace income or anything like that. And so it's kind of just for me learning. But I don't feel enslaved to like make videos if something isn't interesting to me. This isn't a crippling hobby of mine that like it doesn't matter if I don't have money, I must buy fragrances. I kind of burned through that phase pretty quickly. That's why I have such a huge number, and I have a hard time getting rid of them because I don't like to give bottles away.
Sell them.
Well, no, I don't. No, I like to give samples away, but I like having the collection.
Right.
Um,
Like a scent library, sort
but
of?
yeah, but and the thing is, I do because I like to go up and smell random things randomly. I don't necessarily always wear them, but I like having them around to smell.
Me too.
But I probably could thin it out significantly, and it would probably be good for me to do that.
This is a non-written question. Does your wife ever walk in the room and you're standing at your countertop or whatever, just smelling bottles?
All the time. I
Me
mean,
too,
yes,
yeah.
all the time. Like I said, my desk. I won't show what a nightmare my desk is right now, but it is. There's probably 30 bottles surrounding me
Sure.
right now at any given time.
Yeah,
Including, I just got I did just get a replacement of Fico di Amalfi.
oh man, such a good scent.
Spring, and I'm going to be going through that stuff.
Yeah, the sample, you sent me a sample of that, and then also Bergamotto de Calabria or Calabria.
Yeah,
Man, that one
yeah,
smells so good. But then my wife tried it on, and she's like everything that she sprays on smells so good on her. And
hmm
she was like, "Oh, let me try that on." Then when I smelled it on her, I was like, "Oh, you can have the rest of the sample. It smells so good on you. Like, just
yeah.
please wear it around
And
me."
I think Aqua de Parma. It is horrifically tragic that they're not more in the USA. Even for discounters, Aqua de Parma is an incredible value. So, yeah, I would say to any of your viewers, if you're looking for incredible value and good sense, Aqua de Parma, you can get. Like I just got a 6-ounce bottle of Pico de Amalfi, and it was less than $100.
That's not bad. I mean,
That's
6 ounces is
crazy.
pretty. Yeah, I think
That's a lot.
I think the culture has to change here because so many people get caught up in like, oh, is it beast mode? Is it gonna fill the room and like this and that? But like Aqua de Parma, that's a really classy brand that like their stuff is really good quality. It just is not gonna punch someone in the face across the room.
But I mean, like, would you want Fico de Amalfi to do that anyway?
No
Like,
way.
you're wearing this in the spring and the summer. It's
Exactly.
light. It's breezy.
Yeah.
Like, you want it to be one of those things that, like you actually want it to be one of those things that people just catch enough of a whiff of. They're like, wait, what was that? That smelled
Exactly.
so good. I caught just the tiniest little hint of it, but
Yeah.
it
Well,
smelled so good.
I compare that to like if you're in the grocery store and there's a guy in the like an old man in the checkout line and he's just super loud and everyone hears his conversation, everybody just kind of rolls
Yeah,
their eyes. Like
yeah,
there's that old adage, a fragrance should be discovered, not announced.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's like, yeah, when somebody smells you from across the room, they're like, "Oh, I get it." Like, I've smelled enough, Like it's like
Yeah,
those people that have like 100 bumper stickers on their car and they want you to know everything about them.
yeah.
It's like, man, leave a
This is
little
my whole
mystery.
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's another question I have on here. What, in your opinion, is the most annoying and most underrated note in perfume? Pick one each. So one you really like, want to see more of, and one you're sick of.
Huh. Underrated note. That's an interesting question. There is a flower that is the best smelling flower that you've never smelled. I have a video about it on my channel because there's an air freshener that you can get on Amazon that smells exactly like it.
I
And it
have
is the
smelled it.
only,
because you
Yeah.
sent me
Oh,
a
yeah.
sample.
That's right. You have.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. There you go. I forgot I sent you a sample.
Yeah, it was
And
beautiful. I'll second that. It was very nice.
it's like Daphne is this crazy kind of citrusy floral, but that doesn't do it justice. It's one of those things that when you smell it in the air, it is so stunningly gorgeous. And the fact that, okay, so they can't distill the oil from it because it's like toxic to humans or something like that. So any reproductions are going to be like, fictional versions of it. But that one was spot on. I mean, I had a Daphne bush growing up outside my window my whole life, and that's the air freshener is spot on. So it can be done, and I don't understand why that isn't more present in fragrance. So that one I think is underrated, criminally underrated. The one that I probably struggle with the most that I'm trying to come around on is Iris and Orris. More I don't know if what I am not liking in certain fragrances is Orris or if it's something else.
Right.
But I'm aware of the Iris. The problem for me with Iris has been the fragrances that have it initially, especially to like I'm trying to think of a good example. I can't remember the famous one that
Dior Homme.
What is it?
Dior Homme.
What's that?
Dior Homme, I think.
Yeah, Dior Homme is actually really good. I think the first couple times that I smelled some of these different Iris fragrances, they struck me as a little too makeup-y and waxy.
Yeah.
It was almost kind of like the smell of like, I know people say the smell of lipstick, and I don't know why I know that.
Yeah,
Except that I like to smell things, so I probably just smelled my mom's at some point, but it does have that, and that association made it difficult for me. But I have been eyeballing the Gentleman's Society because I really do enjoy those. I'll go through an Ulta and I'll spray that on the back of my wrist and then catch whiffs of it over the next couple hours. I'm like, that is better than I feel like it should be because I don't typically go for Iris scents. But
yeah. I think when Iris and Orris lean real powdery, it can get annoying, but I do like when they lean more waxy and kind of like warm. Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
I'm not much of a powder fan personally.
I think when it's done right, it's not bad. Like yesterday, I actually sampled Infusion d'Iris. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, by Prada. And a lot of Prada stuff is just really, everything has a very rounded edge. There's no sharp corners or anything as far as their scents that I've smelled. And it was powdery, but in a really pleasant way. It was like not powdery like something is, you just inhaled baby powder and it's stuck in your nose and it's annoying. It was more just soft and pleasant and like settled. I didn't mind it at all. It lasted all crazy long time. But yeah, a lot of times I'll go into smell stuff and it just kind of makes me appreciate what I have more. And I look around and I'm like, man, this, like, I totally feel like an old man. Like, man, this stuff I have from the 80s and 60s and stuff, like, is way better. But,
no, I think a lot of it was, I mean, kind of like to that, to an earlier question about like boundaries and stuff like that you were asking. I basically don't blind buy anymore. It's incredibly rare. At the beginning, I was blind buying everything. I wasn't blind buying like really expensive high-end niche stuff, but I was blind buying a lot of designers and a lot of stuff from like Ross and stuff like that, just to kind of learn. And I got burned too many times when I started to spend more money on sure bets, quote unquote. Because the fragrance community said they were or whatever. And then I got them like, this sucks.
Totally.
So now I sample pretty much universally before I buy.
Well, yeah, because it's like, it's an interesting art form because it's like if you have a book and it's all about art and paintings, but it's all words. So all you can do is read about other people's experiences with it. But until you actually go to the museum and see that painting for the first time, you don't get to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's why I like to try and describe them less of like the notes and more about like what does this make you feel like you're doing, or like what is the vibe of this? It's just I feel like a better way to think about it. When I turned 21, my brother took me to a bar and he ordered me like a gin and tonic. And it came, and right as I'm about to take a drink, he grabs my arm and he goes, "Wait, pine needles." And then I took a drink, And because I was thinking about pine needles when I took my first sip of gin, it wasn't disgusting or off-putting. It was like, oh yeah, well yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's super pine needly. And then I like gin as a result of it. So like it was kind of a based on expectations thing, I think. And I
Yeah.
can't remember why I brought that story up. So,
No, because you can also be kind of steered in a direction where people go, "Oh yeah, I smell that," and it's like totally in their head. Like I have a friend at
yeah.
work who, whenever he smells something I'm wearing, he likes to tease me. And he goes, "Oh, that's very vanillic. It's very vanilla like." And I'm like, and that's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that's one note that I don't have anything that contains vanilla. Like I'm like, no, it's definitely
Oh,
not.
you're not a vanilla fan?
No, I'm not. Actually, maybe that's my note that I don't care for.
I love Mercedes-Benz Club Black. It's
Uh-huh.
so good.
Yeah, that's one of those bottles
But
where I'm just like that. That leads into one of my other questions. Uh, uh, what? Oh, let's see. I'll just skip ahead. As far as design goes, who makes the worst shaped bottle and the best shaped bottle, in your opinion? One that you're like,
so
I
I
don't even want to
have
smell the inside because it's so stupid looking.
okay. So I have two answers actually for both.
Okay.
So for the best bottles, there's kind of an ironic enjoyment. Actually, hold on, I've got it right here. Wow, dang it, man! I grabbed it at the same time that I grabbed another incredible bottle. Okay, I'm just going to give a couple examples real quick.
Sure, sure.
The real answer of like what is the actual best bottle, at least one of the best, is Ancre Noir.
Yeah.
Ancre Noir, the company Lalique that makes Ancre Noir, they do glassware, and the bottles in the Ancre Noir line it's just really perfect. There's something super satisfying about the weight.
Yep.
They're very simple. It's a very simple shape, but man, I don't know. There's something about this bottle. It's very satisfying.
I totally agree. And that's one of the first ones, maybe the first one that I bought after watching your channel, and that's like in my top five easily.
Yeah, I mean, Ancre Noir, the thing I love about Ancre Noir is it's not exactly like cowboy grass, but man, for $25, you get to scratch that vetiver itch. It's great. I love Ancre Noir.
Yeah, there should be a lot more
So
of that in the world.
there should be. The my favorite bottle design, because it's just hilarious, is like
Oh.
Paradise Gardens, the Le Mans Paradise Gardens, or even the Paco Rabanne 1 million bottles.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes, they're silly. I can't help it. I love that kind of silly, stupid stuff. I get a kick out of it, so I appreciate that. Ironically, though, when it comes to the worst, I feel like the Nicki Minaj fragrances are the bad version of
Oh
this.
yeah.
Like this doesn't. This is kind of a haha funny bottle design, but the bottle itself is actually really high quality.
Mhm.
Like it's good glass, everything is nice. The Le Mans bottles are all really nice. The Nicki Minaj bottle, it's a bust of Nicki Minaj, and you pop her head off to spray. But they just kind of feel cheap, so they're funny, but not like that good. But the actual worst is one of the few fragrances that I did give away because I wanted nothing to do with it, and that was Imperium by Fragrance World. And not only because I hate how it almost ruined Elysium for me.
Oh yeah,
but
I remember that one.
So that bottle, as someone who likes to try and take pretty pictures of these bottles in nature and stuff like that, that bottle was made with the cheapest, most garbage glass that had a million bubbles in it. And everything about it smacked of, this is the most cheaply produced garbage that we could possibly put out.
That's a shame.
But
yeah.
we want to make it look like it's super fancy. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like the antithesis of the Raja counterpart.
You got spoiled by Lalique too, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You get and for $25, it's one of the best bottles in fragrances.
Totally. I think I'd recommend that to more people probably than anything because it is so affordable.
Probably.
Let's see.
It's funny because it is kind of like a divisive fragrance, but for the people who like it, they're like, "Oh my, it's so good."
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, again, talk about another fragrance that nails the assignment. When you're named Black Ink,
yeah,
and you smell like this, you did it.
I always
did the thing.
I always compare the smell to a bag of wet mulch at a garden center on a rainy day.
Yeah. See, I love that. I think
Yeah.
it's
Oh, and I'm
it's
totally
so
down to smell
good.
like that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What are the manliest, quote unquote, and the most feminine leaning fragrances that you wear?
Actually, hey, this is appropriate. Uh, I am actually going to say that the manliest fragrance I wear also happens to be probably would be considered to be an all-time dad cologne. I would imagine. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's got to be, and that's Chrome from Mazzaro.
Oh, yeah.
Um, it's not like
Okay, so I had to start recording again. I ran out of space for that one video. Now I know what my limit is. We're going to keep going here. So, Joe and I were just talking off camera about Light Blue Forever, and he was recommending Angel Pure by Rammstein. He's saying it was similar. And then I was going to say, Joe, um, my wife is actually a huge fan of Light Blue Italian Love, which you turned me on to, which I bought, and that's like one of her favorites. And so if
I
I,
still look for bottles of that. Just because, I mean, I have some left, and I have
sure.
a little bottle of Light Blue Forever, which is the same exact thing.
Hmm.
Um, but I would love to have another bottle of Italian Love. Man, that is such a killer fragrance, and I
Yeah,
wish they
this,
made
thank
made
you
it
for all
more.
the, yeah, you recommended some really good stuff that I wouldn't have been able to smell unless, you sent me samples of it. So thanks again for that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's see. So, oh,
It's this hobby is no fun unless you're able to share it.
that's
Honestly,
true. That's very true.
the most feminine one is hilarious because probably actually wait before I will say there has been a recent pickup of mine.
Hey, can I guess real quick?
Honorable mention for
I-
masculine.
Is it,
Sure.
is it by Ariana Grande?
Well,
Or,
you're doing the feminine, but I was going to say the
oh,
one other masculine one that I've been wearing a
oh,
lot
sure, sure.
recently that I'm a big fan of is Tommy Bahama Maritime Deep Blue,
Uh-huh.
which I think to me it smells like the modern version of Tommy, even more than Tommy now,
Okay.
even more than Tommy now.
Yeah.
Um, it's I don't know, but it is a good classic masculine fragrance, but it is so I don't know, man. There's something so mass appealing about it that you just want to keep smelling it over and over. So I've been obsessed with that. Yes, you were right. Do you know which Ariana Grande?
One with a puffy ball on it.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's in that line. It's sweet like candy. That one, I mean, it's funny too because I have three nieces that are all, sub 10. One of them I think is 11 now. Might be a year or two older than that. So anyway, they're young. And so we were doing, because I've got a bunch of fragrances and they wanted to have scents. So their mom gave them permission and we did some smelling stuff and they all like the Ariana Grande fragrances. So they each have their own Ariana Grande fragrance. And I got them gift sets because those are, inexpensive. But they
Yeah,
love them.
yeah.
And one of them, the youngest, her favorite was Sweet Like Candy. And it was funny because my sister, their mom, was like, she was like, man, that's the one, like, I like that one too. So I actually got them both bottles of that as well. And then I also bought the special edition version of Sweet Like Candy, which has like red berries in it too. So yeah, I have to say, I do love that one. It is like, exactly as described. It is cloying. It is not in any way mature. It's like straight buttercream. Like it is the sweetest thing you've ever smelled. It's hard not to find it likable though,
A
in
good
my
smell's a
opinion.
good
But
smell. But I bet you people walk
yeah,
past you and they look around and they don't even assume at all that you're
well,
wearing it.
I will say that one I don't wear that one too much, if ever out in public. If I'm honest, I'll wear that one around the house. If you're actually asking about a feminine fragrance that I wear out and about, I think the closest that I could probably come to that would probably be 78 Vintage Green,
Mm.
and I say that because it's essentially a clone of Jardin un Mediterranean from
Oh, is that right?
Hermes.
I wanted to smell that one because I would say the most feminine leaning one maybe that I have is also very unisex. I think vintage green is just flat line, like just right in the middle there. Like anybody can
Oh,
appreciate it.
totally.
It reminds me a
I'm
lot
with
of.
you.
It reminds me of. Do you remember Lipton Brisk iced tea that was in the can?
Yeah, oh yeah,
It's
totally.
like like an ice bucket full of that with your just dunked your face in it, and it's like just the perfect,
Yeah,
really, really hot weathered fragrance. But I
absolutely.
have
No, I'm with you. I just said that because I assumed that the Hermes was more feminine targeted. So
yeah,
even though
maybe.
I'm with you, I think it's totally unisex. But well, yeah, it's funny because one of my friends' wives was like, "Hey, I need you to find out if there's a clone of this. She told me the fragrance. I happen to live randomly next to an Hermes. So I actually went in finally one day. They closed every time. I finally got in and I was smelling through the different fragrances. And then I found hers and I smelled it. I'm like, oh my God, that's 78 Vintage Green. I didn't
Wow.
realize that was what this was based on.
That's so cool. I didn't realize that.
But this nails it, dude.
That's cool.
I mean, it's great.
And for the Hermes that I have that I would say is probably the most feminine leaning is Un Jardin sur la Toit. It's garden on the roof. It means so it's like based on a real rooftop garden that's got like roses and magnolia and what is it? Like grasses and apple tree and a pear tree. So all those notes go into one, and that one is like, yeah. My wife says it just the rose comes out a lot on me, but she likes it mostly anywhere else. Like right out of the bottle is her favorite, but I'm like, yeah, sorry, for some reason the rose comes out of me.
I think this is that you and I both have kind of a shared love of rose, don't we?
I think so. I wore one yesterday by Etat Libre d'Orange. That was I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but the first word is Herman, or it's like Hermanas Cortés or whatever. It kind of does lean a little bit into like a mosquito candle smell. It kind of has that citronella quality a little bit to it.
Here's the thing. I would probably get a fragrance that was like citronella-y, just because like I'm that guy that when the citronella candle's going on, I'm like kind of secretly wafting, because I love the smell of citronella.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also can see people being off. But I gotta say, like a surprising rose that I got recently, and it might still be available, but it's not in production anymore, is the 1 Million cologne.
Oh, okay.
Have you smelled that one?
No, I can't say I have.
It is. I got to send you a sample because it is shocking that it's in the 1 million line, because it does feel like quite a departure. Mm-hmm. But it's like this aquatic marine rose, and in kind of almost vintage clothing. Like I think you'd smell this and be like you would have a hard time identifying it. Also, it's the only 1 million that has a removable cap like that.
Oh yeah, a semi-normal bottle.
Semi-normal.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. But
sorry, I'm yapping on.
No, you're totally great. No, I'm having a great time. Let's do one more, and then we'll wrap up, and I'll start editing and all that, and I'll send you a copy since you can't see anything that's going on screen, and you basically you've basically been kidnapped on your screen. What's the fragrance that you wear that most people around you have a hard time appreciating?
Well, actually, okay. So I said cowboy grass earlier, which my wife's family, they're like the people that used unscented laundry detergent and stuff like that. So any scents is like too much for them.
Did they tell you that they're allergic to them?
I think they tried to peddle that once, and I was like,
come on.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Are you though? Yeah. But that's fine. So I try not to like flood them too much, but I assume that they're not going to like pretty much anything. But I would say, dang it. Apart from that one, the other one is not surprising, which
Gucci,
is any
Gucci Guilty Absolute
version of what's that?
Gucci Guilty Absolute.
No, though I will say I don't try that one around too many people.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
I do too.
But that one I assume is going to be extremely divisive. When like people are going to be like, did you just come from an emergency room?
My wife said it smells like a barnyard.
Yeah, see, it's funny. To me, it just smells like I'm smelling the distillate of a hospital bandage. Yeah. It's like
it does have that quality.
It's interesting. It's weird.
Yeah.
No, the one I was going to say is any version or clone of Aventus.
Oh yeah.
That's one of those ones. It's like one of the first things I heard in the fragrance community described as boxer droppers.
Yep. Because
guys like it, but then the women never do, and that seems to hold true in my experience. Like guys smell it and they're like, "Oh, that smells so good," and women smell it and they're like, "What is that?"
Yeah. So, have you gotten like? Does it get more boring over time for you? That DNA.
Aventus?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is. I'm a sucker for it. I like it. I think it's really interesting. Even the Armoff clones of it, I think I like more than other people do. I didn't have a problem with the EDT of Club de Nuit. but I have the Parfum. I have Press Shoe One, which is supposed to be a clone of the Absolute Aventus. But like, I think it's such an interesting, good fragrance. It doesn't really get boring on me, but it is a fragrance where if I spray it, like almost without fail, every single time when I get into bed, even if it's 12 hours later after I've sprayed it, my wife asks me if I can go rinse off because she hates it that much.
Does she have a favorite?
There are fragrances that she doesn't mind. Fico di Amalfi. She doesn't mind Fico di Amalfi.
Yeah.
There are the best I can do with her basically is innocuous. I don't know if there's anything that she actively likes, but there's stuff that she doesn't actively hate.
Maybe she doesn't hate cologne so much as she just loves the way you smell naturally.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a rotting yak corpse?
Yeah, the only one my wife gives a perfect 10 to is Agua Brava, and I'm dying to smell the new one by Jean-Claude Elena that they put out because I've always wanted to smell an EDT version of it, and this is basically what it is, but I don't. It doesn't have the same notes. It's kind of like a new interpretation of it, and nobody has reviewed it, and you can't get it in the States. You got to get it in Spain.
You can be the first.
Hey, that'd be fine with me. Yeah.
Have you ever bought any clones from Athena in Egypt?
After buying a couple different clones and feeling like they were just very incomplete and uninspired, I just made a point to not buy clones anymore.
I don't blame you at all. I would say Athena is worth checking out because a lot of their clones are stuff that's discontinued.
Okay.
And the quality, I mean, so there are a few things like I was able to compare. Well, no, I wasn't able to compare, but there are some things that like you obviously can't really do comparisons, but the quality of them is pretty good, and their prices are pretty reasonable. So if there's something that you wanted to smell that isn't around anymore, that might be a not bad way. I've always been really pleased with the stuff I've gotten from them. But their shipping is my point was that their shipping is like less than a week from Egypt. So
nice. That's a long way. That's not bad at all. So let me let you go, and I'm going to edit this down. I'll let you know when I post it, and then I'll probably. I'm sorry we went way over. I see the other people I interview. I don't want them to be like, oh, geez, I don't have an hour to kill. So we'll see.
No, you're fine. Right. Do you want to do an outro or anything like that though before?
Yeah, you want to? You know what? I came up with one.
Sure.
So you want to say the last part? So it's better to smell like a dad than smell like a Chad.
I like it. Okay, yeah. You tell me when.
Yeah. So you say the second part. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is Travis and Joe from Joe Smells Good. Check out his channel. He's definitely an overachiever in the community. He makes videos that are just way better than you deserve if you're just looking for like interesting colognes. Ridiculous. Like just Anyway, check him out. So like we say here on the channel, it's better to smell like a dad
than smell like a Chad.
Cool, guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.